It does appear that when you speak against God's holy day, it is impossible to avoid saying something silly. I thought this statement could not be outdone.
Adam and Eve sinned, they broke the Sabbath by sinning. God gave a mini Sabbath in Exodus 20 to point to the eternal Sabbath that existed in Eden.
But Dale Ratzlaff has outdone Dr. Baldwin.
There is good evidence, and I don't have time to go into all of it this morning because we have to hurry. There is good evidence to support the belief that the Sabbath was, quote, blessed and sanctified as a required day of rest for Israel at the time of Moses and not in the Genesis account. The Genesis account merely states why it was set aside, because God rested, okay? And he sanctified it because he rested, but he didn't sanctify it until the actual time of Moses.
Whereas in the other days of creation, God filled the days with things. In the seventh day, he filled it with himself, because God makes blessing, and sanctification, sanctification.
And he sanctified it because he rested, but he didn't sanctify it until the actual time of Moses.
Why should I listen to these obviously confused men? Genesis 2, verses 2 to 3.
And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
Is that saying that God sanctified it thousands of years later, or during the creation week? By the way, Ratzlaff says there is no creation week. I'll be responding to that. But these men cannot even keep their argument straight.
In the seventh day, he filled it with himself, because God makes blessing, and sanctification, sanctification.
And he sanctified it because he rested, but he didn't sanctify it until the actual time of Moses.
The time of Moses. Exodus 20:11.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth,
Past tense.
the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day.
In the past.
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
Past tense. After doing the video response to Dr. Baldwin and pointing out that he refused to provide biblical support for his philosophy, someone commented on the video that Dale Ratzlaff did provide the biblical support and pointed to that video. The interesting thing is that he presented a much stronger case than Baldwin did, using the proof text method. By a stronger case, I mean his points appeared to make sense. I had previously created a video responding to this gentleman. Check it out.
Now remember that creation was completed on which day? That there is no creation week. So if you hear of creation week, you say, oh, that's not right. Creation was completed on the sixth day.
The phrase creation week does not suggest that the world was created in 7 days. It speaks to the week in which the world was created. People are being deceived by these men. If I can be used of God to save one soul from deception, it is my God-given responsibility to share the word. In the next video, I will respond to his arguments. I will prove that the only way to argue against the Sabbath is to twist and confuse the scriptures. I look forward to you joining me and helping me to get the truth before the eyes of persons who otherwise could be deceived.
May the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all.